The Iron Giant.
Fantastic
This
movie.
is one of my favorite animated movies of all time. 2D animated, not just in terms of
Yeah.
animation. 2D animated films of all time. This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
And no one went to see it. Except me.
The fucking marketing. The marketing made it make it think it was an action movie, and it's not.
An
Fucking
animated movie about
douchebags.
humans? Being actual people? Not set in a fantasy wonderland where happy flowers and smiles all abound?
He does. The Iron Giant doesn't have most of the screen time, as the advertisements say. Where are the explosions? For the Air Force, the pilots, the Army? No.
You're going to focus on character? What's that?
The
It's only
robot
been
is voiced
recently
by Vin Diesel.
It's only been recently been getting the credit it deserves.
I know,
Like,
and that pisses me off. I actually saw this movie right when it came out, and
so I saw it in theaters. My
yeah,
dad
I
took me.
was I was mesmerized by it. I was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!" Like at first, I thought, "Okay,
As a kid, you probably think it's slow,
yeah,
but that's not the point.
because of the marketing." Because when the movie came out in when did it come out?
99, I think?
I believe around that time. I was a kid. I fell for the marketing. I thought it was going to be some kind of robot action flick, but then I actually saw it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is nothing at what the advertisements say." But my god, it's such a better film. It's a much better film than that. I love what I make it a priority to have it at least watch it two, 3 times every year.
Or show it to people who haven't seen it.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, this is one of the films they keep showing us at the Art Institute for animation majors.
Well, it's
We're supposed to study it and take quizzes over it, but most of us are just distracted by the movie.
hard not to when it's a great movie.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
anything else to.
no, no.
Is it at a good spot?
Is it in a good spot? You know what? Comparing it to the rest of what's on the list. Maybe it could. I'm thinking it's at least better than at least one of the films here. But in terms of overall placement, yeah, this is just fine. This is just fine.
All right, so we move on to number 4, Toy Story 2.
Another Pixar film.
Another Toy Story movie.
Why won't they leave us alone?
It will never leave.
All right, this is my favorite Toy Story of the trilogy, and I don't know. I just like it's one of those. Another one of those rare films where they introduce new characters, and I'm not annoyed by any of them. Like I love Jesse. I love Bullseye. But he doesn't talk though, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
I loved Emperor Zurg.
I am your father. No.
No, like the fact that he shoots fucking Nerf balls.
And then Rex just knocks him off. And then they're playing catch later. It's like, what?
I just because during the whole elevator fight sequence, he's shooting Nerf balls and he shoots the laser in his ass and he reacts to it like it's fucking real. Oh, but this movie. Oh, I saw this in the theater. I made sure I saw it in the theater,
Yeah.
and I just died of laughter like twice. I had to be resuscitated twice. It's such a great. This is one of the I'm a 2D animator, but
Pixar's the only one who can really do it well this way.
this is this is one of those movies that just inspired me. It's like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like, not particularly 3D, but this is what I want to do for in my life. I want to make stuff like this.
Yeah, same here. Well, that and the more serious Ghost in the Shell type stuff, because that's what I more want to do. But
Yeah, yeah, great. In terms of placement,
what I would have done for this list is kind of put Toy Story 1 and 2 next to each other.
yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I would definitely, I would definitely consider that option. But
Because the difference between the two is so small, it really just comes down to personal preference.
yeah, I just think the reason I think Toy Story 2, besides having a better story, I think the humor is a little more of higher quality. That's all.
I think in 1 the story's a bit better, but
All right, well, to each his own.
Yeah.
Anything else before we move on to number three?
Not really. Fair where it is.
Okay, number three, which is personally my favorite of the Pixar films,
Same here. Incredibles.
The Incredibles. I love this fucking movie. I was first
You
off,
caught me monologuing.
at this point, at 2004 when it came out, like Pixar already had a reputation for making great movies, and then I saw they're
They
making
went up themselves.
yeah, it's like that. When I saw they're making a superhero film, and I was like, oh my god, I have to see this. Like I got immensely hyped for this movie, and that hype was completely 100% satisfied after watching the movie. This movie is fucking hilarious and it's great to watch. Like it's not based off anything. It's
It's its own
it's
thing.
it's yeah.
It's sort of based off the '40s stuff in the beginning,
Well, like
with the way it's colored
yeah, you can
and the way
also
it's used.
you also get a little bit Fantastic Four
Yeah,
out of it, like especially with like Elastigirl and stuff like that.
Frozone.
Yeah, and for Frozen.
Who's more or less a frozen version of the Torch.
Yeah. But yeah, personally, my favorite of the Pixar films. Like, I know I love Toy Story and Toy Story 2 to death, but The Incredibles.
This is the best movie overall.
Yeah, the best movie in terms of like both humor, action, story, characters. This is the greatest of all of them. Watch it if you haven't yet. I command you.
So I think it should be above what's coming up next.
I agree.
Number two is Wall-E.
Wall-E.
Not to say this movie isn't great. It is.
No, it's not. It's a great film.
It's a neat experiment. I think both Toy Story 1 and 2 and Incredibles are better than it.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think Wall-E is a great film. Like I do like. Well, it's
It's more or less trying to be a silent film
yeah, it's a silent film with
with a little bit of talking, but
an environmental message in the end of it all. But it's beautiful to look at. Like in terms of a technical achievement, it's great. But I would watch Toy Story or Incredibles over it any day. But
I would bump this down about 5 spots or so. There are things that are better than it, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, all the movies like especially the like I'll watch Iron Giant before I watch Wall-E. But yeah, but still, Wall-E is still a great film. But I'd rather watch the other Pixar films before I watch Wall-E. Still a great film.
Giant and quite a few Miyazaki films over Wall-E.
Foreign contaminant. That's actually one of my favorite. Like it's actually the little robot that cleans up everything.
Yeah.
The neat freak. I actually like the foreign contaminant line. I like foreign contaminant. Yeah, but it needs to be a little lower. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
number one,
IGN has a video on it. Yeah, it doesn't list it at all. You have to watch the video with it, but we're not going to do that.
No, it's